The Punch, this last Sunday Punch, July 27, 2025, carries the report that, according to the president of the Academic Staff Union of Nigerian Universities, ASUU, Professor Chris Piwuna, ASUU may soon embark on strike because of the recalcitrance of the federal government, the presidency of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, not fulfilling its promises to the union, with particular reference to the welfare of members. I personally took it as normal, because definitely the members of the Academic Staff Union of Nigerian Universities, and by extension, federal universities workers, academic and non-academic, are not facing the best of times, because the last time they got increment of salaries, properly so-called, was in 2009. Well, of course, that is not because of government alone, because ASUU leadership traded off the implementation of the 2009 agreement due in 2013, composed of increment of salaries and welfare packages, and the increment of salaries for federal universities workers, academic and non-academic. But that was the same year, 2013, that ASUU leadership started getting the fraudulent and academic allowance from government and shared with the non-academic unions. Yes, it is a scam, because it is not allowances calculated for workers and paid to workers by the employers, but a bribe taken by the leadership of the Academic Staff Union of Nigerian Universities and shared with the non-academic unions to stall the implementation of the 2009 agreement, which includes welfare packages and increment of salaries. So it has been a conspiracy between ASUU leadership and government, and bought by the leaderships of the non-academic unions. But now that ASUU members started rejecting the AAA in lieu, the end academic allowance in lieu of increment of salaries, well, that was the case in 2022. When ASUU strike lasted for 8 months without pay for ASUU members. They insisted that the strike will not end with another fraudulent end academic allowance. But government and ASUU leadership insisted that that was what the members must accept. And to tell you that I'm telling the truth, ASUU leadership and government insisted, even in 2025, to get another fraudulent end academic allowance. But now that ASUU members are not keeping quiet in the midst of suffering, with particular reference also to the leadership of the Academic Staff Union of Nigerian Universities extorting 3% of each ASUU member's monthly salary monthly, despite the lack of increment of salaries, and or replaced with fraudulent and academic allowance. So we as members are bracing off for another strike and happy when the Punch carried the news of the interview with the president of ASUU, Professor Piwuna. But now in today's today's Guardian and some other newspaper carried it that the Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa, said it is not true that ASUU is preparing or any other tertiary academic union is preparing for strike, because he is in communication with all the presidents of the unions, that they have his phone number and he has their phone number. So we are not surprised, because ASUU has always been deceiving members, and so the other unions leaders too have been deceiving their members in what is transpiring between them and government. They tell members what members will want to hear, but when they meet with government, they know what they are discussing. So now, who is telling lie and who is telling the truth? Is it the president of ASUU, Professor Chris Piwuna, or Nigeria's education minister, Dr. Tunji Alausa? One says ASUU is preparing for strike. The other one says it's not true, that government is trying to prevent such strikes, and that it is fake news to say that ASUU is preparing for strike. So, who is telling the truth? Who is telling the truth? Both of them collude since 2013 till date to be paying fraudulent and academic allowance through the leadership of the Academic Staff Union of Nigerian Universities, ASUU. But they always end every strike with getting fraudulent and academic allowance and deceiving members that there is memorandum of understanding. Well, it is a form of memorandum of understanding between ASUU leadership and government. But what type of memorandum of understanding? The understanding that just pay us and academic allowance, forget about increment of salaries. Because from the so-called end academic allowance, the leaders of the unions become automatic multimillionaire, while at the expense of the members who get pittance. Some get less than 20,000 in the academic union. Some get less than 10,000 in the non-academic union. So why would they want increment of salaries? Which increment of salary will make them automatic multimillionaire? So that has been the game being played between government and ASUU leadership. But if you read the today's papers relating to tertiary academic institutions and strike, you will see that Dr. Tunji Alausa, the Education Minister of Nigeria, clearly says that no, there is nothing like planning for strike. I'm in communication with them, and they are in communication with me. So it's fake news that they are planning for strike. Well, I would rather believe Alausa, because ASUU leaders have always been deceiving us. Yes, they know what is going on between them and government. They know what is going on between them and universities administrators. So they compromise the union for their own selfish reasons. That's what they have been doing. So Well, thank God, Dr. Tunji Alausa has told us that we should not expect any such a thing. So at the same time, we want to beg government not only to implement the 2009 agreement, including welfare packages and increment of salaries, but also to help us to chastise the leadership of the Academic Staff Union of Nigerian universities, extorting a percentage of each ASUU member's monthly salary monthly, while a percentage of workers' salaries by a workers' union. When the membership is equal for all members, salary percentage is not equal for all members. So, what type of injustice is that by an academic union? But of course, unfortunately, supported by the university's administrators and government. So, it's a collusion, conspiracy involving ASUU leadership, the university administrators, and government. So, otherwise, these injustices to common workers, is some becoming of an apex academic workers union, sitting on the allowances of workers and pillaging their monthly salaries by a percentage in the name of workers union. And this is condoned by the university administrators and government that are using the workers unions leaders to shortchange the workers, to cow the workers, to exploit the workers. What can be more ungodly? What can be more inhuman